Have you ever had that feeling like you're walking down the street, the same street you walk down every single day,
Yeah.
and suddenly you notice something, a little detail that you've never seen before? It's like
Right.
it was always there, but you were just blind to it.
Yeah, totally.
And it just makes you wonder what else you're missing, what other secrets are hidden in plain sight.
Absolutely. It's like that feeling when a piece of information, something you've heard a million times before,
Yeah.
suddenly clicks into place
Yeah.
and you see the whole picture in a new light.
It's like, whoa, I never realized that before. So that's kind of what we're diving into today.
Exactly. We're talking about those moments of sudden understanding, those aha moments that can change our whole perspective. We have some incredible material to work with today.
Right.
Excerpts from a fictional work
Oh, cool.
called Temulo'Gaul.
Textocolato.
Yeah, it's fascinating stuff, really.
Yeah.
One of our listeners shared these passages with us, and they follow a character named Tom. Yeah, and Tom is having these experiences, these vivid, dreamlike states,
Okay.
where he seems to be traveling to alternate realities.
Alternate realities. So what are we hoping to uncover in this deep dive then?
Well, we want to get to the bottom of what's happening to Tom.
Okay.
We want to understand the events he's involved in,
Yeah.
the relationships he's forming in these other worlds,
Right.
and the mysteries surrounding his whole experience.
Okay.
So by closely examining these Temulo'Gaul excerpts, we hope to shed some light on
Yes.
what Tom might actually be capable of
Okay.
and the nature of these unusual worlds he's visiting.
The nature of these worlds. Okay. Well, the first thing that really jumped out at me was this one experience where Tom gets injured in one of these other realities. He's in pain, his clothes are ripped, and when he comes back
Right.
to his own body, there's no mark on him.
Yeah, it's like the pain was real,
Right.
but the physical injury didn't transfer back with him, which really speaks to how real, how visceral these experiences are for him.
It's like he's fully experiencing these other worlds,
Okay.
even if they don't leave a physical mark on him afterward.
Exactly. And right after this painful return, he finds this device, this oculo,
Oh, yeah.
as it's called.
The ocula. And what's so cool about that is it's a translator.
Yeah,
They're written Japanese.
It's amazing.
I mean, come on. What are the chances?
It's like of all the things
Right.
to find in a strange alternate reality, he stumbles upon a translator.
It's like it's meant to be or something.
Yeah, it almost feels symbolic, like a representation of that human desire
Right.
to bridge the gap between the familiar and the unknown.
And understand.
Yes, to understand. And the way Tom reacts to it,
Yeah.
it's not just awe and wonder, it's this very practical consideration.
What do you mean?
Well, he immediately starts thinking about how it should work, like the ideal user experience.
Yeah.
He even says, let's just find the exact quote.
Here? Yeah.
Okay, here it is. The ideal would be just to look through the lens and the translation would occur. If I needed to activate it somehow, it would be an extra step and a useless one.
Wow. So he's like thinking about the design.
Yes. He's thinking about the functionality.
Like the practicality of it.
Exactly. And that to me is so human,
Yeah. It's like even in this bizarre situation,
Right.
he's still concerned about the user interface.
Exactly. He wants it to be easy to use.
And then, of course, we get to the part where he actually tries it out.
Oh, yes.
The manga scene.
The manga. He's got this Japanese manga and he's
Yeah.
holding it up to the oculo.
And he's a little nervous, right?
Totally. He's worried it might explode.
It makes some weird noise.
Yeah. Or like blind him with a flash of light.
But then nothing like that happens.
Nope.
The Japanese characters just shift.
And become understandable phrases.
It's a small victory, but a significant one.
Totally. It's like proof that this oculo actually works. It gives you a concrete example of how the other worlds can connect with aspects of his own life.
Like a Japanese manga.
Exactly. Things that he's familiar with.
Okay.
But then the story takes a turn
Oh.
towards the mysterious again.
What happens?
Tom realizes that his injuries, the ones he gets in these other worlds, they seem to heal
Oh, okay.
while he's unconscious.
Unconscious.
Well, he's
set back in his own world.
Right. And there's this suggestion
Of what?
of a mago, a magician who might be involved somehow.
Magician.
Yeah.
Okay, now this Mago character is really interesting
Very intriguing.
because it seems like they're watching Tom.
Yeah, like they're keeping an eye on him.
But Tom has no idea who they are or what their motivations are.
Exactly. There's this asymmetry of knowledge
Asymmetry of knowledge. I like that.
where the mago knows everything about Tom,
Right.
but Tom knows nothing about them.
So is the Mago a friend or an enemy?
That's the big question, isn't it? Are they helping Tom
Yeah.
Or manipulating him.
Or something else entirely.
It's a bit unsettling, to be honest.
Totally. And then we have this event that happens back in Tom's, what we assume is his real world.
Oh, yeah, the shopping mall incident.
Yeah, the demolition of this old shopping mall.
That's a real turning point in the story, I think.
I agree. Tom's off having these crazy adventures.
Yeah.
And then suddenly, he's back in this mundane world,
right,
listening to his family talk about this demolished mall.
And the discovery of a hidden room.
With documents.
Documents, yeah.
And even human remains.
It's a dark turn.
It is. It's a really dark turn.
It brings a sense of danger.
Yeah.
To the story, a sense that maybe these other worlds aren't as separate from Tom's reality.
As we might have thought.
Exactly. And the fact that this demolished mall is the same location where Tom encountered that creature, the
shantanyn, right?
Yeah, the shantanyn. It can't be a coincidence, can it?
Definitely not. And the detail about the hidden room being used by organized crime?
Oh, yeah, that adds another layer to it.
A layer of real-world danger. I mean, we're talking illegal documents, money laundering, maybe even worse.
It makes you wonder what Tom actually stumbled into.
In that other world.
Exactly.
And what kind of trouble he might be in now.
It's a bit scary, actually.
Yeah, it is. But then the story gets even wilder.
Oh, how so?
We're introduced to another Tom.
Another Tom.
Yeah, or as he's also called, the Mago.
Wait, the magician is another version of Tom.
That's what it seems like.
Whoa. Okay, this is getting complicated.
I know, right? So Tom meets this other Tom in a dreamlike setting, which used to be the other Tom's home.
His home.
Yeah, and this other Tom, he drops a huge bombshell.
What's that?
He's lived many lives.
Many lives, like reincarnation.
Yeah, through body swapping.
Whoa, hold on. So they switch bodies?
It seems so. He calls it an encanto.
Encanto, like a charm or a spell.
Yeah, something like that. He describes the early attempts as chaotic and confusing.
That makes sense. I can't imagine what that would be like.
Yeah, to suddenly be in someone else's body with all their memories and experiences.
That would be overwhelming.
He actually says something like,
yeah,
totally trapped, with all thoughts confused, a chaos. That's why I always tried to improve the charm, and after many mistakes, it worked with you.
So he's been refining this process over many lifetimes.
It seems like it.
And Tom is like, the successful result?
Oh, guess so.
That's a lot to process.
It is. But there's also a personal side to this other Tom, you know?
Oh. Tell me more.
He talks about his mother from one of his past lives with this real sense of affection.
Wow.
He even says something like, that was my mother in that life. I have a lot of affection for her. She was a wonderful person.
That's touching in a way.
It is. It shows that even with all this fantastical stuff going on, there's still room for real human emotion.
Absolutely. And then there's the big reveal about that desolate world.
Oh, yeah. The one Tom briefly visited?
Yeah, that one.
The other Tom admits that it was his original home world.
Wait, seriously?
And that he destroyed it.
He destroyed his own world.
I know. It's a huge twist. He even says, I didn't want you to have a bad impression of me and of yourself so soon, but I was the one who left it like that.
So not only is he body swapping, but he's also capable of destroying entire worlds.
Apparently so.
That raises all sorts of questions about his motivations and his power.
Right, like what kind of person would do that?
And what does it mean for Tom?
Exactly. And just when you think you're starting to understand things,
What happened?
Tom finds himself in a whole new location, Zara.
Zara, huh? Another world?
It seems so.
So we have Janter and now Zara.
Yeah, at least two distinct worlds that we know of.
Right.
And in Zara, Tom is greeted by the spirit of Kar.
The spirit of Kar. Who's that?
Well, that's what we're trying to figure out.
Right.
But the spirit of Kar mentions something really interesting.
What's that?
That it was absent during a previous encounter because another divinity was visiting.
Another divinity. Like a god.
It seems so. It even says this type of situation should never happen, but it did.
So there's a whole hierarchy of powerful beings in this universe.
Possibly, and they don't usually interfere with each other.
This is getting really complex.
I know, right?
But it's fascinating.
It is. And then the spirit of Kar clarifies its relationship with Kar.
Who we assume is like a creator god or something.
Yeah, a mother goddess, maybe?
And the Mago.
Right, who's the other Tom?
It all ties back to that central mystery of their shared existence.
Exactly. But we also get a glimpse into Zara itself.
Oh, like what?
Well, there's this strange rain that's stopped by an invisible barrier.
Rain stopped by a barrier.
Yeah, it's described as being as if a cloak with small crystals covered the city.
Wow, that's a vivid image.
I know, right? It's like magic is woven into the very fabric of Zara.
Yeah, the laws of nature are different there.
And then Tom meets these two new characters.
Who are they?
Zaza'Gaul and Professor Temulo.
Zaza and Temulo.
Yeah, and they seem to play important roles in Zara.
Like mentors or guides?
Possibly. And Tom actually starts learning magic from Temulo.
Really? What kind of magic?
Well, first he tries to copy magical texts.
Okay.
But he accidentally sets fire to the materials.
Oops.
Yeah, a bit of a setback.
But it shows he's still learning.
Right. He's not an expert magician yet.
So how does he copy the book then?
He uses his own amandla.
Amandla.
It's like their word for internal magical energy.
Okay.
Temulo explains it as amandla is generated by you, not from the environment.
So the power that comes from within.
Exactly. But then things get complicated again.
What happens?
Temulo reveals that he gave Tom a forbidden spell.
A forbidden spell?
Yeah, it's called a feitiço de prison, a prison spell.
What's it do?
It traps the victim in a limbo.
Sounds nasty.
It is. And the worst part is Temulo didn't tell Tom what it was.
You just gave it to him.
Yeah, and Tom's pretty upset about it. He says something like, "So you are using me to capture the shantanyn that is hunting me, and you didn't even tell me."
So Temulo is using Tom to capture the shantanyn.
It seems like it.
And Tom has this dangerous spell without even knowing what it does.
It's a mess. So, understandably, Tom wants to learn some defensive magic.
Makes sense.
And Temulo agrees to teach him about plant manipulation.
Plant manipulation, huh?
Yeah, he can make plants grow really fast, but they have a limited lifespan.
Okay.
And he can control their growth to move things like trees or roots.
So he could use that to defend himself.
Exactly. And then, get this, Kar's voice intervenes.
Kar, the mother goddess.
Yeah, it booms out saying, "Temulo'Gaul, honor your role as professor."
Wow, like a divine intervention.
Right. It's like Kar is making sure Tom learns this magic.
Interesting.
And then we get this cool demonstration
Of what?
of Temulo's plant magic. He makes this whole garden grow in seconds.
Wow, that's impressive.
It is. And then Tom tries it.
Yeah.
He manages to make a plant grow and wrap around Temulo.
He actually managed to do it.
Yeah, but it was kind of uncontrolled.
So he's powerful.
That still needs practice.
Makes sense.
But then comes the biggest twist of all.
There's another one.
Oh, yeah, a huge one. Zaza, one of the characters we met in Zara.
Yeah, so...
She overhears something.
Something important.
Oh, yeah. She learns that Tom is not from Zara or Jantir.
Where's he from then?
A place called Terra.
Terra? I've never heard of that.
Me neither. It's a complete mystery.
Wow, so everything we thought we knew about Tom
is wrong.
He's not just a guy who travels to other worlds.
Right.
He's an outsider from a place we know nothing about.
It completely changes our understanding of the story.
It does. So what does it all mean?
Well, that's what we're going to keep exploring, but think about everything we've learned.
Okay, let's recap.
Tom can travel to these incredibly immersive worlds.
Yeah.
He can experience things there that don't affect his physical body back home.
The pain, the injuries.
Exactly. He's found a translator suggesting there are all sorts of languages and cultures out there.
The Oculo.
Right. We've met the Mago, who is another version of Tom.
And who has lived many lives.
And destroyed at least one world.
Right, don't forget that.
Tom's facing danger both in these other worlds and in his own city.
The shantanyn, the organized crime.
Exactly. And he's developing his magical abilities in Zara.
The plant magic, the forbidden spell.
Right. We've had those aha moments, like when the translator worked.
Yeah.
Or when we learned about the body swapping, the reincarnation.
And the existence of other divinities in Zara.
It's a lot to take in, but it's so intriguing.
It is. And there are still so many questions.
Like, what are the full extent of Tom's abilities?
Yeah, what else can he do?
What exactly is the shantanyn, and how is it connected to Tom?
And the destroyed shopping mall.
Right. What's going on there?
Who are Kar and Gaul, and what are their roles in all this?
And the biggest question of all.
What does it mean that Tom is from Terra?
Where is Terra?
And how did he get from there to these other worlds?
It's like a whole new layer of mystery has been added to the story. And it makes you wonder, what if the boundaries between our reality and other realities aren't as solid as we think?
What if there are other worlds out there, just waiting to be discovered?
Or what if they're already influencing our lives in ways we don't even realize?
It's a mind-blowing thought.
It is, and it makes you question everything you thought you knew about the world and about yourself.
It really makes you think.
It does. It makes you wonder, what if there's another you out there living a completely different life?
What if there's a whole other you with different experiences, different memories?
Different choices, different destinies.
That's a lot to ponder.
It is. But it's also incredibly exciting.
I agree. It opens up a world of possibilities.
Exactly. And it reminds us that there's still so much out there that we don't know.
And so much to explore.
And that maybe, just maybe, reality is a lot more complex and interconnected than we ever imagined.
Maybe we're all just scratching the surface.
Maybe.
Well, that's a thought to leave you with.
I think so too. Until next time.
Yeah, keep those aha moments coming.